Hello, my friends. My goodness, I wasn't speaking to you, ma'am. I don't even think that picked up on the mic. But I said hello, and Mikey just snored at me. Welcome back to another stream, another WIP Wednesday. Here we are. Oh, that's the wrong face. We're not angry. We're vibing. That's the vibe stream. Must have pushed the wrong button while we were in media res, as it were. We're back with more chill summer vibes. We've got a little bumblebee guy now. I forget what his name is. Probably find out. Bulby. I guess that makes sense. Adorable. Oh, nope. We simply want to close that. Thank you for the hydrate redeem, darling. I'm definitely hydrating with something that isn't a soda right now. Definitely. This is yet another work in progress Wednesday stream that I honestly, I don't know what to work on. I've been working so hard on assets and stuff recently for the channel that I like don't really want to do more art, but I should. But also I kind of want to write, but I don't know what to write. It's gonna mostly just be vibes today, I think. Let me tell you, speaking of writing, I've been starting to see the Kinktober prompt lists roll out, and those are tempting. I can never find enough energy to make it through a prompt list though. But I don't know. Should I look one up? Is there like an official one this year? I saw it, but I don't know if I saved it. Just pick and choose, it'll be fine. Honestly, you're not wrong. Give me account. I think it might be on my likes. Just gonna scroll a little bit for the vibes. You don't want to write more Ezram goodness? Babe, I always want to write more Ezram goodness. Ezram is always on the table. And the couch. And the bed. And the countertops. But also, is the stream laggy for you guys, or is it just my freaking preview freaking out again? I've got 0 dropped frames, so I'm assuming it's not actually laggy. Let me know where you want to pick up then at Discord. I really do need to respond to some of those. I've been I don't know what's up with me recently. I just have not, the writer brain has not been on. And I don't know why. I worry that it's, I had a notion a little while ago where my brain was like, what if we rebuild the whole world from scratch again? And I wasn't actually entertaining the idea, but I worry that there's a part of my brain that is entertaining the idea. Doing some rereading helps my own writer brain. You're right.
I'm not gonna do it, girl. I'm just thinking about it.
I'm not gonna do it, girl. Just thinking about it.
I did.
You want me to reread some of Ezram out loud on stream, babe?
Oh.
Is that what you're asking?
Did you wanna get banned?
Not all of Ezram is against TOS, but a lot of Ezram is against TOS.
I'll just be detailing for here in the background.
Tea-kettling? Actually. Sorry guys, I gotta, hold on, I gotta pull my wife off of the stovetop real quick.
Don't take women out of the kitchen.
I'm not taking you out of the kitchen, I'm taking you off of the stovetop.
So woke.
Also, I definitely didn't. It's not in my likes. Is it in my drafts? I was looking for the fucking prompt list, the Kinktober prompt list. And I can't find it. I thought it was my likes, and it was not in my likes. What if we just... Kinktober... Next weekend? She might. She might do it. There's the prompt list. You're fine. Honestly, this prompt list is kind of a banger. Did she get even more into the trash?
So many tissues.
That's not what I wanted
Yeah,
to do.
girl.
Block her out of there.
Well, I'm sure it's pretty important, but
Definitely just reblogged the Kinktober prompt list to main, which is fine. But I really wanted to save it as a draft so it doesn't get lost. Do you want to see some of these prompts, babe?
yeah.
You want me? I'll post them in the Discord.
Private Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can post it just in freaking gaming with friends or whatever, but
Do you want or I
You mean Canon Omega? I
Yes.
think she'll be fine.
Okay.
Well,
Bark. Bark.
you field the list first, and then you tell me. The tea kettle's going off again.
No. There's things I don't know.
Really?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah. Number 5?
5?
5?
Oh, I did know what that is.
Middle of 8?
I don't know what that is either. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it. We're gonna get educational. Oh yes, I did know what that was. Number 8 is not what I thought it was.
Uh-oh. Is it just the fig?
No. With a piece of ginger. This practice dates all the way back to the Victorian era. Yeah, I'm sure it fucking does. The Victorians were a bunch of weirdos. And I love them for it.
I mean, not bad. How is... Oh, never.
No, babe, go on. Ask your question.
I'd rather not.
Fine.
I'm gonna say how is to I realized. Oh, right.
Some of them are tamer than putting a prepared piece of ginger up your ass.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, the one that I'm thinking of is face. I mean, it is but like,
it could also be not tame.
it's okay. So
Not to out myself about it.
22 middle.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I
Bingo.
thought specifically with regards to food.
2 middle?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I was
Oh,
like,
sure.
why is that on here? Oh, wait, because of number 2. But if there's 2 separate things, then I guess not.
No, it can be 2 separate things.
I don't know.
There's like generic. And then there's specific. Cause I was thinking like, is this on here? Actually, if it's not on here, I'm gonna be really surprised. Yes.
Oh. Oh, okay.
It's the fucking, who was it? Leonardo DiCaprio? That people accused of having that fetish?
Sure.
You remember that shit?
Yeah. Oh. So that one's just being a white man.
A white man? No!
A straight white man. I should declare. Well,
I mean,
I don't know. Probably. I mean,
Well, they actually don't have the one that I thought they had on here. C'est la vie. Hot tub. Please don't do it in a hot tub.
two bros,
Chilling in the hot tub.
5 feet apart because they're not gay.
Has there been, and I know the answer to this is yes. But is there like categories on AO3 for like memes? Have people shipped the two bros chilling in a hot tub?
Yeah.
They have to have, right?
Also.
That and the Folgers commercial. I know that has a category. Because people on the internet are
That is
freaks.
Christ.
You remember the Folgers commercial?
I know the Folgers commercial.
Babe,
I gotta leave. I gotta go.
I gotta Shield's face from the paparazzi. I gotta get out of
I
here.
gotta go.
I forgot I still had the audio on. Had my stream pulled up on my phone. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I could do that. Is this the one? I don't think it is. There was some drama happening on my Tumblr dash recently about a Kinktober prompt list that was so adamantly against non-con. Like in the rules, they required your, Kinktober scene to start with a full fleshed out conversation between the characters, talking about how they consent to the things that are going to go on in the scene, a check-in in the middle of the scene to make sure everything's still consensual, and like fully fleshed out aftercare. And I think that's wild.
The whole,
Like,
every single prompt the entire month.
the whole thing. No CNC, no dubcon, no non-con of any kind. And you have to
I mean, listen.
like, that's crazy. Like, I'm not saying, people can run their events the way that they want to run their events. It's just a little much for me. Feels very aforementioned straight white man. Or more accurately, straight white woman.
I think it's simply
Well, right, but like if you're tagging it,
right.
like no one's saying like if I write that you have to read it. It's tagged for a reason.
How the internet thinks.
But it's how the internet's supposed to think.
That's not how the internet thinks that works.
That's why we have tags to begin with. My goodness. Big squeakies tonight, folks. Big squeakins. Maybe you'll do some minis as part of this week's WIP Wednesday. That would be awesome. Your minis are always so good. Or you could keep writing that 1 AU we talked about recently. You could. You certainly could. I don't know why I haven't been able to write recently. It's been really kind of stressing me out. But that's my secret, Cap. I'm made of stress. I don't know if I should be doing that on stream, though. Well, I mean, you won't be doing it on stream. I was gonna make a joke. I don't think you want me to make that joke.
Probably not. Probably. Ark.
Mikey, do you want me to make the joke?
No, she doesn't. Wants to. Very nice to her mommy.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they're sprung? She being crazy? She trying to get Daddy to get up and check the door again. But I will not. I simply do not hear. Yeah, babe?
I don't know if that's.
I don't think so, but it might. Not looking at you, just like out of one ear, it kind of sounds like a helicopter. And I think that's really funny.
That's the sound of my.
Mm. I think it's a vibe. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It startled me a little bit.
Sorry.
It's okay. It was just louder than I expected.
Oh,
I considered, so I was working on sound alerts and stuff today for the stream, which is probably why my creative brain is gone, because I've been using it for half the day. And I considered, because there's some people who have like sound alerts and like video alerts for like jump scares on stream of like monsters from video games, like the attack sounds from Repo or like a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare or whatever. And honestly, I think I would have a heart attack.
How you normally react
I
when you drop a
think-
cup? Yeah.
I think I'd have a heart attack if it just all of a sudden screamed in my ear. You would never hear from me again.
Do an impression of you when I drop a fork in the sink and you're not expecting it. Okay, ready? Ready for the impression? 2, 1.
Go
2,
for it.
3.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty close.
And a little bit of pee came out.
Oh, now you're outing me on stream, huh? After I was so nice to you.
I'm sorry. It's pretty funny though.
It's a good joke. A great joke, even. But, yeah. Jump scare alerts probably are not gonna happen. If they are gonna happen, they're gonna be worth like 1,000,000 fucking channel points. Cause I do think it would be funny to have like one on there for an impossibly high amount. So that only my girlfriend who sits in on every stream that I have can scare me. And Mikey, I guess. Mikey, you wouldn't scare me, would you? Just kidding, you already have. Crazy. You're crazy, Squan. You tell that ball, Mikey. Goodness gracious. I've really got... It feels like my brain is mashed potatoes right now. We are simply vibing today. Excuse me. It's probably because I keep freaking yawning. Kingtober's only been going since 2016? I thought it's been around for longer than that.
Babe, that's almost 10 years.
I know.
We're old.
God, that's... No, that tracks, actually. We are old. But I was gonna say a phrase that would make you feel even older, so... You're welcome for not. Going to be the official Kinktober 2025 prompt list and spell it C-O-M-E and not U-M.
Am
I the weirdo?
Get around filter?
Like, maybe, but it's like an image.
Also, I don't know. There are some.
Also, with the rest of the shit on this list.
I personally know some people who are like, if they saw it written with 3 letters in a book versus written 4 letters in a book, they'd be like, oh, 4-letter version is obviously written by like a more...
A Mormon.
No, not a Mormon. like a better writer, or like a better qualified writer, you know, like the 4 letters
A prude.
seems highbrow for some reason.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And don't the brows don't. I mean, hang on. What? I gotta go.
That's what we're here for. Highbrow on this Kinktober list. Wild. Oh no, you've clipped me again. I'm always so scared. You were making a facial joke? I get it. I got you. If it wasn't clear, it's just because I am eepy. Not as eepy as I was yesterday, though. Bro, I played video games for like 10 hours. Like with people yesterday. I was so tired. Social battery, gone. It was a great time, though. I kind of want to make another, like, Blorbo to bully. But all of them just end up being Ezra. Maybe I should make a top to bully this time. The role reversal? Yeah.
That was still Ezra.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of drama, like, I guess specifically Dom drama that I could get into that we don't get into, because people don't usually expect that of Ezra. I sometimes see discourse about it on Tumblr. And not necessarily discourse about it, but just, like, people talking about it. About how you should love and respect your doms, and about things like dom drop and just sort of like fears that people have. Yeah. It's sort of like it's the similar but opposite dynamic to like sub drop. It's sort of like a moment where some sort of internal or external circumstance, it can be like intrusive thought wise, it can be like a physical discomfort or pain level or something that was just surpassed, but one way or another you get like fully taken out of a scene. And it's sometimes hard to come back from, you know? It's one of those things that you gotta kind of either like put a pause to the scene and like talk about it, do a little care, do a little mid-care, a little aftercare, or just like stop the scene altogether and call it a day, you know what I mean? But I don't know. My problem is, I feel like I don't want to say my tastes are too refined because it makes me sound like a wine snob. But I don't write fan fiction anymore, really. I don't have like pre-made blorbos. I have to make my own.
That's the type of like vibe that I get.
The 4-letter versus the 3-letter? Yeah.
I'm more refined with my smut.
My characters fuck through a sheet.
They're not Mormons, babe.
That's not a... Well, I guess that is kind of a Mormon thing. Mormons don't fuck through a sheet. They pretend to fuck through a sheet. They specifically don't, with an asterisk, fuck through a sheet. It's just popping out, babies. Out of the air fryer.
Pop and lock it, baby.
Pop and lock it.
Poppin' fresh.
Poppin' fresh. Didn't know he was a Mormon. Explains a lot about the brand. Does Poppin' Fresh have children?
He does. And a wife.
And a wife?
He has a wife and children.
Hold on.
He's married.
Poppin' Fresh is married?
He got married. He got a marriage license.
For those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, Poppin' Fresh is the official name of the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Can't call him that because it's apparently.
Oh, you're so stinky.
Ball isn't a paw.
Ma'am? You being stinky on my live stream?
You farting?
Stinking and farting? Oh my goodness. Poppin' Fresh. History, character. Let's talk about the character. Oh, you was stop motioned. That makes sense, I guess. Oh my god! In the 1970s, a Pillsbury Doughboy family was created and sold as dolls individually and in the form of various playsets. This is from the Wikipedia article. Included in the family are Poppin' Fresh, the Pillsbury Doughboy. There's Poppy Fresh, with an IE, also known as Mrs. Poppin' Fresh or the Pillsbury Dough Girl. It is debated among collectors as to whether Poppy is Poppin's wife, girlfriend, or sister. That's a bad family tree you got going on there. Grandpopper and Grandmommer, the grandparents, obviously. Popper the boy and Bun Bun, a baby girl. Flapjack the dog and Biscuit the cat. And, for some reason, Uncle Rolly.
The rolling pin?
It sounds more like a blunt. edible pastries, and then the weed you smoke to go with them. Oh my god. This archived webpage has images. Oh, Uncle Rolly had a car.
Uncle Rolly had a car. E-I-E-I-O.
He's the rarest of the set.
And in the car it was a
There you go. That's wild. I didn't know Poppin' fresh out of family. Good for him.
And Uncle Rolly bingo Woodward is like, higher you get, more letters you're like with a
Yeah.
wait. No, hang on, I'm conflating two songs. Fuck!
You are.
Fuck! My joke! No!
You also have never been high in your life.
Shh! I know that! They don't need to know that.
It's just even funnier that you're
I think I'm cool.
that you're conflating two songs and a weed metaphor, and you're not even high.
Don't need to get high. I'm fucked up enough as it is.
I don't need to get high. I'm fucking stupid.
That
Me. You know what I should bring back for Kinktober? My fucking Phytoverse stuff.
what?
You remember my plant guys? PHYTO verse? Oh.
What?
So, for a mild amount of background, there's a lot of people who bitch about Omegaverse because it's based on an outdated and incorrect, like, social structure of wolves. And everyone's like, that's not how it actually works, that's not, as if it isn't fantasy already. So I did an Omegaverse, but they're plant people instead of werewolves. And that's what that is. Oh my god. Ma'am?
She got so excited.
She got so excited. She fucking revved up. Anyways, it was mostly just a thought experiment and also a how much can I research about like actual IRL plant sex before I get put on a list experiment.
The answer is quite a lot.
The answer's a lot.
The answer is I'm still here, baby.
They haven't banned the channel yet. But I could flesh it out some more. I could. It was a really fun experiment because I like making like weird off-the-cuff fantasy worlds and like fucking with societal norms and like gender and sex, like assigned at birth type sex.
You non-binary?
Me, the non-binary, likes fucking around with gender and representation in media. Can you imagine? I just never know how far to go with it in an actual story because like my analysis on the sexes and genealogy that these plant people would have is for a very niche audience. But that niche audience is me, so I should write it anyways, I think. Do I still have that document? I have it somewhere. Is it in one of these? No, not that one. I have so many freaking obsidian bolts. Huh. I might not still have that. Is it in a dock? Time to go digging. No time like the present. Oh yeah, it's in a dock. It's almost 1,000 bullet pointed words in this fucking document. I did this in like a couple of hours in a fucking fugue state. Wild. I don't know. Uh-oh. Another clip. I always have to watch the clips after the stream because I don't want like the audio to cross-pollinate. Me and my plants. I do appreciate you clipping me though. Makes it easier to make shorts because I don't know how to video edit. I'm only learning one skill at a time. And I also simply do not have the money for video editing software. But I could probably pirate something from Adobe. Oh, I heard, by the way. Oh, God.
Hold on.
Spirit City's getting some updates, which I'm kind of excited for. In like a week or two, there's going to be another paid DLC release. That's valid. It's okay. We can fix it later. In a week or two, there's going to be another paid DLC release, and they're also now officially partnered with like the official like Lo-Fi Girl company or whatever. Yeah, yeah. I'm crazy proud of them. They've come so far. But also, they're going to be changing all of the like in-game music as of like the 25th when the DLC releases, and it's all gonna be like lo-fi girl music, which is fine. It is reportedly still like streamer friendly and everything, so I'm not gonna worry about it necessarily, but you know, another WIP Wednesday or two, you're gonna have some new tunes, which is exciting. You're good. We're vibing. My god, I was talking with Ace the other day about rereading Homestuck. I never actually finished the original round of Homestuck. I got several thousand pages in. Well into Act 6. But, never finished it. I was gonna say I don't remember why, but I do remember the clusterfuck I left off on. So, it gets a little silly. I often think about world building the way that Homestuck did, which is to say, messily and as needed.
That's the way that I'm always.
I know.
And like, don't. Well, also.
It was pretty popular. It's pretty popular. See, the thing is, I want to say this with a caveat. I'm sure at the beginning of Homestuck, similarly to how a lot of people feel about the lore of like Five Nights at Freddy's, at the beginning of these franchises that became big, I don't think anybody, certainly not their creators, thought they were going to go anywhere. Certainly not the fucking quantum double reach around that Homestuck ends up being. Trust me. Trust me.
No, I believe you.
So I do believe that there's something to be said for just like hitting the ground running with a thing, but also like keeping concepts percolating in the background, you know? Like, whatever you come up with for a story, for a world that you want to present to an audience, you don't have to tell them all of that all at once. And in fact, you shouldn't. I think there's a lot of merit to taking it piece by piece and telling the audience only what they need when they need it. It's not without its flaws. There is certainly some, specifically in franchises like Homestuck and Five Nights at Freddy's. It's hilarious that I'm able to make this comparison right now, but Five Nights at Freddy's has gotten not big enough, but similarly out of control. There are points in both series that I can point at and be like, hey, insert creator here, what the fuck is this? What's that? You don't know, and I don't know either. And they never answer my question. They don't answer my calls anymore. But I think for the most part, it's still enough to be like engaging to an audience. And that's the thing about your audience. Most people, I say, with a big asterisk and all the tender love and care in the world, are only going to ask so many questions of you. There's actually a saying in terms of like writing fantasy and sci-fi, is that if you present a thing, people are only going to ask for maybe 1-2 layers of clarification, and certainly no more than that. The average person is only going to ask like a question and be like, what the fuck is this? Why the fuck are there vampires in your sewers? Well, it's because the vampires will burn in the sunlight, so they travel underground. Okay, I guess. And like most people will just take you for it, you know? Some people, including me, will ask follow-up questions and be really annoying about it. But for the most part, you could just get by answering like a question or two about these sort of things, about world-building things. And then maybe you come back later and you answer another question or two about world-building things while you have the audience's attention with something else. But a lot of people, like, I don't want to say a lot of people don't want all of that info, because I do think there's an audience for it. Certainly with how popular shit like Game Theory the channel has gotten, there's an audience for like deep and sincere world building in a story. But a lot of people are not gonna engage with the medium that way. Like, case in point, I was talking to my lovely girlfriend about this short that I saw the other day about Undertale. And the short was essentially talking about how in the Undertale genocide run, when you kill a creature, you gain experience points, execution points, which gives you levels of violence all the way up from 1 to 20. 20 being the highest level of violence you can achieve in the game. And at level 20, you're supposed to have like a crazy high attack power. It's obviously higher than all the rest of the levels. It's supposed to be in the 40s, I think, like 43 or 46. But when you are at level 20 in the game and you go into combat, the game performs a check to see if you're at level 20 and will set your attack power to 20 instead of like 40 something or whatever it's supposed to be, which is comparable to like level 11. And the person who was making the short was like, this is such a weird thing. Why would Toby do this? It doesn't make sense. Why would you want to be at level 20 when you could just be at level 19 and only have like a couple of attack points less? Like what? And they were asking a lot of mechanical questions. They were asking a lot of Doyleist questions. A lot of, I guess, reasonable Doyleist questions if you like have not interacted with Undertale before. But when I heard about that fact, it made perfect sense to me. Because during the genocide run, you are slowly becoming not yourself. You're becoming a machine of murder and violence along the entirety of that run. And by the time you get to level 20, by the time you are fully lost, so lost in fact that it's the only time that Sans will fucking fight you for it, because he is the last line of defense for the rest of the world outside of the underground. Once you hit level 20, you as the character do not care about murder anymore. It's not about the numbers. It's about the fun of the game, brother. It's about causing as much pain and havoc as possible. And you're going to do that better with a dull blade than with a sharp one. That's probably why your attack points go down. Because Toby is a psychopath and also brilliant at his job. At least that was my immediate interpretation of the fact. I can't speak for the man myself, but I've analyzed a lot of his media, and that made the most sense to me in the moment. So, to circle all the way back, it's not that people aren't looking for a fully fleshed out world to overanalyze, but I do think it is still niche. It is still a niche fascination that people like me have with media that, like, isn't always expanded upon by, like, content creators. I don't want to say content creators, by artists and developers. I'm talking about, like, anywhere from video games to comics to movies to whatever. Some people know how to engage with the weirdos that are going to ask all the questions about your story, and some people simply do not, and that's fine. It's fine if you do not want to engage with that side of the story. It's fine if the curtains were just blue, you know? But I think there's plenty of merit to stories where the curtains are not simply blue for blue's sake, you know? And that's the kind of shit that I love, and that's the kind of shit that I want to do. The kind of, like, subtle world building that you get in, like, From Software item descriptions, you know? You touch the freaking bloodstain on the ground and something terrible happened here. Kind of world building. And I think I could do it. I just think it's harder to do in simple prose. I would have to, my, like, dream is concocting, this is going to be clipped ages from now, I'm sure. My dream is to concoct some sort of hellish amalgamation of a website that's just text all the way down, but it's, like, nested in itself in a strange, like, House of Leaves type way, where there's so many, like, intersecting threads and stories and plot lines and people that you, like, can pick up on some of them. You're probably not gonna pick up on all of them. There's secret corners of the story that nobody gets to, you know? I think that would be interesting. Excuse me. I hope you think it's very interesting, darling, because you would probably be the first one to beta read it. You've always got, you know, top shelf access to all of my fucked up, like, proto ideas. It's one of the perks and downsides to dating me. Oh, by the way, babe, Ace was talking to me when we were playing yesterday about the Hymenoptera situation at my parents' house. Remember when Dad got the shit stung out of him when he was getting the mail? Well, you weren't there for that. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Okay, so my father, I love them, but I was up in Ohio in July, just spending some time with the fam, and one of the days we came back from doing something. I don't remember what we were out for, but Dad was, we got out of the car and Dad was getting the mail, and all of a sudden he like yells and he like throws all the stuff that he had in his hand. He was holding like his sunglasses case, and it was Wednesday, that's right. So we were at Grandma's earlier. He had a bunch of like golf scorecards because he was golfing earlier. He just tosses them and he like backs up real quick, and both me and Mom are like, "Are you okay? Like, what just happened?" And he describes a shooting pain in his hand. And as he's talking, I see what is definitely some sort of like yellow jacket or hornet kind of buzzing around his shoulder, and I was like, Dad, move out of the way. Come this way. Come away from the mailbox. And once we got him a safe distance, I did see like 2 bees of some sort just kind of hanging out around the entrance of the mailbox. And I was like, that's concerning. And I promptly texted Ace, because I was like, I prefaced the message with like, because Ace wasn't in town at the time. And I was like, I know this family doesn't communicate well, but I need you to know that there's bees in the mailbox. Because Ace is like terrified of bees. Ace does not do bugs well, but like really doesn't like bees. So I wanted to make sure that they knew that. And Ace was telling me something. When I texted them, Ace told me something about how there was like a wasp or something by the garage door opener earlier that week that they complained to my parents about, and my parents didn't do anything about it, so they were in big I told you so mode. And I was like, okay, interesting. So fast forward to yesterday. I'm talking to Ace, and Ace is like, oh, by the way, so they apparently, there was a nest of yellow jackets in the like pillar of the mailbox that my parents had to call an exterminator to get rid of, which is wild. But then as that's happening, Ace is describing to me that they spotted the start of a paper wasp nest on the front door. And I was like, you mean like on the door frame? Because they've nested like in the door frame, kind of around the door before, and they were like, no, on the door. So whenever you open the front door now, you are at risk of letting wasps into the house, which is, as I mentioned, Ace's nightmare. And at first there wasn't like any wasps in the nest, really. It was very small. It's pretty much nothing there. But it has now grown and evolved to where just the other day, I think they opened the front door to check to see if there was any packages on the porch, and they got buzzed by a wasp that was sitting in that nest.
Oh no.
Reportedly, after Dad had already made a promise to like take care of it before it got any bigger. It has gotten bigger, and there's now wasps stationed there.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm so glad we don't. Like, knock on wood, very quietly so that Mikey doesn't freak out. I'm so glad we don't currently have any Hymenoptera problems, because I hate dealing with that shit. Because, like, like a fruit fly I can deal with, a regular fly I can deal with, the house centipedes I could deal with. But when a motherfucker can fight back is when I become concerned. You remember we had a big ass freaking hornet in our house that one time.
You were terrified.
I was so concerned. Brittany was it was like on our sink, like in the sink in the kitchen area. And Brittany was trying to very carefully like get it with like a cup and a piece of paper to take it outside. And I was standing several feet behind her with the mop at the ready for if that thing escapes containment.
Correct.
Oh, I was so concerned. I like saw it and then I immediately like barricaded Mikey several rooms over because I'm like, we're not going to the vet about this today. We're not. I simply will not. Let's move our guy. How about a fireplace? Hell yeah. On the watermelon rug. Cute. Anyways, that's my Hymenoptera stories for the day. I am endlessly fascinated by bugs, and also I don't want them anywhere near me. I have like a it's like a like I have a deep appreciation for like animals and nature and the whole, you know, like life cycle of the world kind of thing. But also I simply cannot have them in the same space as me. I simply we cannot be roommates. Cowboy style, there's only room in this town big enough for the one of us. However that line goes. I like bug characters. I've written a couple of different bugs before. Or like anthropomorphized bug people, you know what I mean? But I'm not a fan. Not a fan of being in close proximity. Only fictional bugs allowed near me. And honestly, some of them are on thin ice. Oh my goodness. Being crunchy. Hmm. I'm like hypnotized by this little bumblebee guy going on here. He's so cute. He comes in many fun colors. There was like a rainbow option and like a rosy maple, like pink and yellow option. But I like the original bumblebee pretty good. I also think it would be really fun, speaking of like piecemeal world building, like bare bones world building, I think it would be really fun to do like some sort of socially involved video game. Like a visual novel or like a cozy farming sim or something in like a completely different world setting where you as the protagonist either have like lost your recollection or you've like isekai'd there and you don't know what's going on and you have to like piece together facts of the world from like what you can gather from normal everyday people, kind of like Chants of Sendar. I really wanted to play that game, but I simply do not own it yet. But kind of like Chants of Sendar in the way of like purposefully communicating with people to try to connect enough dots to form a full thought about the world around you. You know what I mean? I think it would be fascinating. It would be an interesting thought experiment. I don't know. I have so many ideas. I'll give you that. Whether they're good or not, highly debatable. Yeah. I was gonna say, you can't say all of my ideas are good ideas, darling. Suture is one of my ideas.
He popped his head up said,
Suture.
no.
Suture raised his head from behind the table and raised a single eyebrow, and you went, no.
Yeah.
Bad boy.
I got up.
Like, literally. Which, honestly, fair. It's the least of what he deserves. Yes, there's the spray bottle. I do think that reads pretty well from a distance. I'm pretty proud of that one.
Yeah.
I've done so much work on this channel. All to have a better setting for me to talk in circles about storytelling. But that's what we're here for. Talking in circles. And squares and rhombuses. Soundtrack is immaculate. Honestly, I can't say it's making me sleepy because I was already sleepy coming into the stream. Probably because I woke up at Check's watch like 2 or 3 in the morning. But the soundtrack certainly isn't helping me stay awake, is all I'm saying. It is a bop, though. Bum, 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 bum. I'll be honest, gang. I am scrolling my Tumblr page right now looking for inspiration. It's mostly just memes. I need to pick a specific tag, probably. I also, part of me really likes, so I've been, one of my, I don't know if I want to call them comfort videos, but one of my comfort videos that I watch a lot of Haley Whipjack on YouTube. They do like video essays and stuff about some stuff that I care deeply about and some stuff that I care less deeply about. And one of the things that I care mid-range level about was they did an essay about the title was the Tangled Targaryen family tree, and they sort of went from like it's Game of Thrones. For those who don't know what a Targaryen is, it does kind of sound like a brand of medication. Went from like the very first, you know, Targaryen king to land in Westeros to like the most recent sort of in line of succession. And I have not read Game of Thrones. And not only have I not read Game of Thrones, I have not watched Game of Thrones. But like, I am endlessly fascinated by like a political intrigue plot. You know what I mean? I'm endlessly fascinated by like observable political intrigue plots. I don't know if I could ever construct one myself, because the thought of like putting everybody in all of those boxes and setting up all of those dominoes to fall, and like coming up with all the bureaucratic nonsense does kind of hurt my soul a little bit. But it is so fun to watch those dominoes fall. 'Cause they do fall. All the shit that family went through, those dominoes sure did fucking fall. I always end up like, I have come across a couple of kingdoms in my like world building journeys, and it's always been like yeah, like this is who's in charge, and maybe they have a significant other or a child and like a right hand, and that's all I'm gonna worry about that for now. Onward to something more interesting. Because I don't know. I feel like, not that you have to be a history major to write complex fantasy nonsense like that, but it does kind of feel history majory, right?
I mean, that is why George Martin feels so well. Game of Thrones is based on the war of Thrones?
Yeah, it's like loosely based on real history, right?
Yeah.
Steal like an artist and all that. Which tracks. And that's also why I can't do it. Because I gotta make up all my own bullshit. Because I'm awful. There's a word.
Inspiration.
Oh, sure. Oh my gosh. I'm coming across a post on my dash that's talking about like fantasy races watching TV. Like how Elf TV would be exclusively 300 season long soap operas, And then Dwarf TV would be How It's Mined, followed by a 4.5-hour documentary about salt. And my brain just enticed me with, like, fantasy, how it's made. Can you imagine, like a fully animated or like a 3D rendered, like, tour through a fake factory, producing a fake thing for your amusement, with the same voice, the guy who has the really good How It's Made voice doing all the narration? I honestly would kill to produce that in Minecraft. I think that would be so fun. But this is also the kind of shit that I'm like, would anyone but me think that's a fun idea? Because I have some ideas, you know, some ideas are more traditional, more damsel in distress, dragon in the mountain kind of ideas. And then some ideas are less conventional. Excuse me. Oh, I think I forgot to bring up my ad manager, but I think that's fine. The ads are still running. I'm still getting notifications about them, but there's a specific doc in OBS that I usually bring up. But recently, since before I did this new overlay, I keep opening OBS and it doesn't open all of my docs with it anymore. I think it's a long line of technical difficulties. Honestly, it's a miracle this stream still runs. So every time I open OBS now, I have to manually go up to my docs and open the ad manager. And I just forget to sometimes. It's probably fine. Stretch break. Ooh, crunchy. Ooh, can we stretch break without pulling my headphones out of my computer? That is the question. Shut up. Hold on. You can't just say that. Panty and Stocking is coming back? Oh. I guess there's like a finale? 2010 to 2025. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Stop it. Oh no, that's like new. Hold on.
Holy shit. Yeah, season 2 of Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt is like out. Episode 1 premiered on July 9th. That's like new. Good for them. I watched a couple of episodes of the first season when it was out. It's a fun anime. I love learning shit from like offhand Tumblr posts, because the initial post I will quote reads, Homestuck's resurgence in the same time frame as Panty and Stocking's return, while a show and a game about gay horses is in vogue. I think this might be the timeline resetting. And they're right. But I didn't know, I knew about the Homestuck resurgence and I knew about the gay horses. I did not know about Panty and Stocking's return. Wild. Yeah.
Read that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Get some good rest. You want me to just check on you down the street? Okay. I will. No worries.
We're just close.
Yeah. Can do. You have nothing to apologize for. Just shreds, you say? Here's kind of what we were talking about earlier. Not directly, but the post reads, on an aesthetic level, I appreciate what's going on when folks draw robot-type characters with penises where the shaft consists of a series of articulated bands. It's a really cool way of visually juxtaposing flexibility and rigidity in a non-organic quote-unquote flesh. On a practical level, you just invented a dick with pinch points. And they're right, but also I hate it. And beneath the post, someone responded with the fucking guy from Futurama just on the phone and goes, to shreds, you say? Enjoy your lurk, darling. Hope Christopher's nest is comfortable. I told him to tidy it up. Oh my goodness. This is just WIP Wednesday, scrolling through Tumblr edition. Which is honestly fine by me. Also, I saw that I didn't watch the season 7 finale of Game Changer, but I did see, because I follow them on Tumblr, there's now a site to vote for the like performatory president of Dropout. And you go to the site and there's 5 like named options. It's like Brennan, Abria, Demi, I can remember, Allie, and Vic Michaelis. But then there's also the option to write in a vote. And I didn't think it would work, but I did go in and I wrote in Jacob Wysocki, because I think that would be funny. He's a cool dude. Bum, 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 bum. We're just vibes. Appreciate y'all being here with me while I talk about absolute nonsense. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, booty shaking in the chat. You ever have, I mean, like, I worry a lot about how a lot of my concepts have similar tropes and some of my characters have similar vibes going on and some of the dynamics are very samey in terms of like romance or platonic or anything in between, you know? But then I remember that it's my story and they're my characters, and I'll write 20 iterations of the same thing if I want to. That's why we have so many Azrameus. It's not that I dislike it. I will write the same thing over and over again until my freaking hand falls off. But I sometimes think about it in like a wider scale of like, if I were to try to sell this story to someone, like, would you try to sell them all 20 of the same story? Or would you try to like sell each one of those 20 stories to 20 different people? You know what I mean? Are you really gonna have like a different audience if like you write the same story but this character is a pirate in this one and a cowboy in that one? I don't know. Is the Edward POV Twilight book doing really well? She did just literally, I've seen excerpts of that book, by the way. She just literally like copy and pasted shit and changed the fucking pronouns. Which is crazy to me. Speaking of Mormonism, is she a Mormon? I think she is. Yeah. It's literally the same story, not even different types of characters. No, yeah, it's the same story. That's how she knows about her hometown. Goddamn. Goddamn, you're right. We did have that discussion. Those stories were honestly not great. I did read most of those books in like middle school, I think. And they were like fine. Honestly, the most interesting characters were sidelined so hard. Because Bella sucks, and Edward sucks. Welcome back to Writing Out of Spite, where I tear apart media so you don't have to. Give me a single book that's just the description of Garrett, Revolutionary War Soldier. Reverend War Soldier. That's incorrect. Meaning Jasper, Civil War Soldier, talking about politics. I would pay. I'd pay good money. I'd pay good money for that shit. But then Stephanie Meyer would have to know anything about politics. When she barely knows anything about pregnancy or sex. I do think it is kind of wild. I did quit that series partway into the 4th book. So I did quit the series before Renaissance Colin. So it was wild seeing that, like when the movie came out. I was like, who the fuck is this baby? They did that? Motherfucker nearly killed her during their vanilla missionary ass sex. And you mean to tell me even in middle school I was like already deep into the like, can they even like biologically do that? It's because she's Mormon? Yeah, I know. But like, even if you're Mormon, I mean, they're not vampires either, so it doesn't matter. But ostensibly, they're like undead. You have to consider the biology, right? I consider the biology. So you don't have to. Or I guess more like, I consider the biology and then force everyone else to consider the biology. We can't get into this again, my love. Watch me. It's my favorite pastime. Getting into the weeds of the biology. We discussed this at length preparing for Sawara and Lorelei. We did. We did. I remember that. I do my vampires kind of weirdly though. No, you do them correctly. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. In the sense that I do indeed do them correctly, you're right. I read up a whole thing about werewolves and vampires too, didn't I? Was that on my fucking... Hold on. Is that... No, it's not that one. It was on one of my stream of consciousnesses. Love opening a titled document and having freaking nothing in it. We should watch Underworld 2. Absolutely. One of these days where I'm less sleepy. Or like over the weekend. That would probably be a better idea. Oh yeah, there it is. A crisp 500 words bullet pointed about werewolves and vampires and the intersection between them. Because I'm obsessed with the intersection between them. Which I blame Adventure Quest for. It was a, I don't even know if it was an MMO, but it was like a browser-based RPG that I played as a kid. That had like an okay art style. That I think first introduced me to the concept of like a quote-unquote werepire. I think about that game sometimes. It was a like turn-based RPG. Love turn-based shit. I love not having to react quickly to things. Which is why I'm like, a lot of people recently, including Ace and Sharks, are really into that, the sad French game, Expedition 33. And I honestly, I would give it a shot if I had acquired it. But I don't know if I can reasonably buy it, because all I see is that gameplay where it's just like quick time event after quick time event, and I'm like, oh, God. The parries and the blocks. I would simply perish. Move on to Expedition 32 or whatever. Just pass me over. No worries, darling. Enjoy your lurk. I'm lurking on my own stream. Fully zoning out. I honestly don't know if we're gonna make it another hour. We might cut this one a little early. But we shall see. I could very easily, like, get on a tangent and just whisk the hours away. What the fuck is that? A flying lemur? This man looks like a foot-long flying squirrel. Why your fingers like that? Why must you do this to me? Unironically though, I love a little freak of an animal. Stuff like the sarcastic fringe head and like the pica and like an eye and a nightjar. Shit's so wild. I also, maybe that's what I should do. One of my obsessions is dragons. And I do think I need a world to like a space to specifically freak out about dragons. And like dragon riders and such. In a like sort of Game of Thrones way, but more fun and less bleak, I think. Not that you can't have bleak moments, but certainly more dragons. More than like what? 12? How many dragon names do I remember from that fucking video that I keep watching? There's Vagar. There's Dreamfire. There's Caraxes. The Bloodworm. There's... Honestly, that's more than I expected to remember. Didn't one of them have a dragon called, like, Morning? Like, one of the last dragons. I'm gonna awaken my girlfriend. Sleeper agent of Game of Thrones. No, it doesn't matter. Either way, criminally too few dragons. Yes, you're right. I knew it. I knew that would get you up. Sorry to bring you out of your lurk for my dumb shit. She was pink too. I do vaguely remember that. Good for her. Anyways, I've been obsessed, like, since I was a kid with dragons. All things dragon. I was the kid with the dragonology books. I actually re-bought one. I think I might still have my original copies, but I like bought another one. It's on my bookshelf right now. I do need to read the Dragon Riders of Pern books. You've recommended those to me before. I need to read more in general, but my brain does not often let me. I need to get into audiobooks, I think, is my problem. Cause my problem with like physical books or even like ebooks is like I need to like do something with my hands. I always need to have like two things going on at once. And the problem with reading like a physical book is I can't like watch or listen to anything else while I'm reading, and also I can't like physically fidget with anything else while I'm reading because I have to hold the book. And so unless I hyperfixate on it like I did fucking Hell Followed With Us, I read Hell Followed With Us in like an 8-hour span one day, like the entire ebook. It just unhinged my jaw like a snake and engulfed that ebook. It was so good. Unless I fixate on it like that, I need to like be able to do something else. So I really do just need to get into ebooks, I think. Not ebooks, audiobooks. So I can listen to it like a podcast. And then go about my day. My goodness. I am so sleepy. I'm gonna like stand up and see if I can shake some feeling back into this body. Oof. I'm up here now. You haven't noticed a difference because I am simply a PNG. But I did move my mic and you probably were able to hear that. You know what I think might be fascinating? Like a fantasy and science fiction series, and I know you've kind of described this before. I don't know if it was Dragon Riders of Pern specifically, but it was one of those series that you enjoy. I'm interested in a series that sort of goes from fantasy, like a traditional medieval fantasy setting to a like sci-fi futuristic setting, just by like the slow yet unending procession of time. So you can have books in the series that take place in the quote-unquote past that have like more traditional fantasy elements, and then books that take place in the quote-unquote future that are like sci-fi space magic. But, and the key detail here is that it's a continuous setting, the same timeline, and there are and have always will be dragons. I think that would be fun to work with. Like the ramifications of having these huge, like, sapient creatures living among you and beside you is crazy. The Pern books are like that, but backwards. They start sci-fi but lose science over time, so it becomes fantasy-esque. I do remember you describing that to me, and that is really cool. I also saw a Tumblr post that described once a, like a modern setting, like a modern, realistic, I'll say quote-unquote setting, where, these scientists find out that all, like, crocodiles are born with this, like, genetic, congenital, like, heart defect or something. And in the process of curing this genetic defect to these crocodiles, they find out that crocodiles have been just, like, stunted dragons the whole time. And I think that shit's cool as hell. I think that's an awesome premise. Mostly because crocodiles are cool as hell, but also dragons. God, can you imagine like a modern, like, selective pedigree dragon breeding? It's the kind of shit that I love. Like show dragons and like sports dragons. Like dragon races as like horse races. I'm not even talking like your traditional like flying dragon races. I'm talking like four-legged sprint around a track dragon races. That would be wild. I also used to be a person who, this is not going to surprise you in the slightest. I definitely used to be a person who was the type of person to be like, actually, if it's four legs and doesn't have wings, it's a drake and not a dragon. But honestly, they're all dragons. It doesn't matter. Taxonomy's a myth. Call it whatever the fuck you want. You would not be surprised to learn that the non-binary pansexual does not give a shit about labels anymore. Taxonomical or no. Close that. I do think I'm more awake standing here. I did also take my headphones off, so I don't have the lo-fi beats anymore, which is a little, like, my brain's kind of going crazy from, like, the, I don't know, lack of stimuli, I guess, because I need 7 things to be happening at once on a normal day, and now that I need to be, like, keeping myself awake, I need even more things happening at once. But I do feel more awake now that my body's kind of moving. Oh my god, can you also imagine a society that has dragons and have had dragons for forever? Like the small dragon people, in air quotes. Like people who keep dragons as like pets. Like the size of like Pomeranians or small dogs. And like their purses and handbags and stuff. Butting heads with large dragon people who have like guard dragons, or they have dragons that like work on their property, like knocking down trees or tilling the land or whatever the fuck have you. The discourse, the memes, this is the shit that I live for. The shit, this is the shit that nobody cares about. The shit I live for. The little things. Thinking about the memes clowning on Dragon Karens is what I live for. All the dumb shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, this poll says, are you aware of the Pets with a Z computer games from the 90s and early 2000s? Brother, I own a couple of those. Like on Steam. They sell them on Steam, and I've bought them before. I think I have pets, cats, and dogs too. Actually, I can fucking double check that right now. Hold on, where's my fucking library? Where's my library? Oh, my friends, not only do I have pets, cats too, pets, dogs too, I also own pets, horses too. Where's the sub goal for those games, huh? You want a Baldur's Gate, whereas I have to offer pets too. By the way, in case you were curious, cats, dogs, and horses was also spelled with a Z. Because of course they were. It was the 90s and early 2000s. Would dragons be considered sapient in a setting like this, or are they simply sentient? And the difference, if I'm remembering correctly, sentient is like capable of thought, period. Which is just like pretty much any animal, your cats, your dogs, and so on. Like, Mikey is capable of thoughts. She's capable of wanting things. But she isn't capable of, like, speech. She's capable of understanding language. But she isn't capable of, you know, broader ideas. Sapient, I believe, is, like, capable of a higher intelligence. The way that we view, like, other great apes and stuff. So it would be the difference of, like, viewing dragons as another animal, like a pet, another creature versus viewing dragons as another, like, essentially race of people, which both of which come with their own, you know, connotations for shit. Could I be petty and say, like, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B? I don't know if all dragons would be sapient, but I do think dragons are capable of sapience. I think some of them can just be like animals. I think that would be fine. Cause like it's like it would be like the difference, cause there's, even though I don't distinguish, you know, like a drake from a wyvern, from a lindworm, from a whatever. There are differences, physical and otherwise, in between like types of dragons. So we could just as easily say, like, this size to this size tends to be more sapient, or the dragons of this type, dragons of this scheme, or of this power set, perhaps. Maybe there's like because there's got to be like a magic system if there's going to be dragons, which is, you know, this is the kind of slippery slope kind of thing that we get into here. With magic systems, regardless of how complex you get, there's usually some shit. There's usually like a psychic type, right? And you could just make like the psychic type dragons the ones that are sapient, which would make sense if they're able to like connect to like people brains. That they would also be, you know, they would grow as a species, perhaps. Because the problem is I kind of want to play in both spaces. And I do think having both would create an interesting dichotomy to explore, like, in-universe. Sort of similar to, and not to make light of anything, but sort of similar to a... We won't make light of anything, actually. But there's parallels you could draw. I'm simply too tired to continue that line of thinking in a coherent way. Goodness gracious. It's been good though. I can't say this WIP Wednesday has been productive for me, but I did have a good time. And that's like 90% of what matters to me, honestly. What are we gonna play tomorrow? So I kind of wanna play... I feel like we should play more Date Everything, because we're like in that playthrough, you know? I'll finish it someday. I feel like it's gonna take me forever. I feel like I drastically underestimated how long that game is gonna be for me. I feel like we should play more Date Everything, but that peak update just came out and there's a bunch of like achievements to get and like secret shit to look for, and the map changes every day, so I feel like I should also maybe do some solo peak. So I feel like one of those days, Thursday and Friday, one of the days is probably going to be Date Everything and one of the days is probably going to be peak. I simply do not know which one is going to be which yet. So you'll have to tune in and find out. Keep those notifications on. You know what I mean? But I think that's going to be about it for me, my friends. I am so sleepy. I'm going to need to hop off and take a nap before we get on with the rest of the evening. Make sure you tune back in tomorrow, see what I'm going to play. It's going to be something fun, I'm sure. Probably solo, though. Unless I can convince Ace to stream with me again. But we'll have to see. Either way, I hope you have a lovely evening. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.